All right, and now joining us in studio is the chairperson of the Salaries and Remuneration Commission, Lynn Mengich. Good evening.
Good evening.
And of course, the doctors, it's not 27 days since they started the strike. They have also been joined by the Kenya Union of Clinical Officers and the Association for Medical Laboratory Officers. But on the question that is specific to what you may have done, the advisory on what should happen to medical interns, and you say that you are aligning the stipends that are being given to interns based on what is happening in the other sectors. You have reduced it to a range of 47,000 to 70,000. The doctors are saying they want it as what has been 206,000 or thereabout. What is the wisdom behind this move?
The first thing is to clarify that there is no reduction, because you cannot reduce what you don't have. What we have set is a new stipend for interns that are just being posted. So the issue about reduction is not correct, because you only reduce what you already have. Now, these are interns who have just graduated from university, so they were not earning that salary, that amount. Then therefore we cannot say there was a reduction. But you've then asked what was the wisdom behind the advice that we have given of 70,000. There are two reasons that we have looked at. The first one is affordability and fiscal sustainability. Can the country sustain to pay higher than that amount? Over the years, we have more and more graduates and other healthcare professionals graduating from different colleges, universities. So the numbers is going up. And as we look at sustainability going forward, it is not fiscally sustainable to continue with a higher amount. The second reason is one of equity and fairness. Interns in government today, the highest paid is 25,000. And by the way, some even private sector, we've checked, they pay, 35 could be about the highest. So there is also a question of, the country cannot afford, but at the same time, the interns are earning something that is actually a salary instead of a stipend. Remember, a stipend is different from a salary.
Right.
Right?
So let me take you back, because you say it's not a reduction. So what were medical interns getting previously before this advisory?
The reason why I'm saying no, not a reduction, is a reduction, it means I have it and you have taken it.
Yeah.
Right?
So, yeah.
These are new interns that are being posted. Those that were earning a different amount before will continue earning that. So that is not being reduced.
That's from asking.
Yes.
What has been the amount?
It was 206,000.
206. And that reduction down, you say it's not a reduction for this.
It is not a reduction.
For the serving interns. But the fact of the matter is that if one was graduating from the medical school, wanted to be posted, they have been receiving 206,000. Now with the new advisory, the idea is that it should reduce to 70,000, as you say. Why would you do that? Yes, you've indicated the affordability and the fiscal sustainability, but why would you do that? Is it a decision that also involves the other stakeholders on the side of potential interns?
We've done this pursuant to our constitutional mandate, which gives us the mandate to advise on remuneration, and in this case, any money that is paid out of public funds. So as we advise, we are guided by the constitutional principles. The first principle is that the wage bill must be fiscally sustainable. So we are bound by that. And therefore, when circumstances in the country speaks to the fact that you cannot afford, then we would be abdicating our responsibility by advising anything differently. Secondly, the same principles talks about fairness in pay. So again, we have to speak to that you cannot therefore take interns and give another category actually a salary, because 206,000 is actually the entry point. That is the pay of a doctor who has actually completed their internship per se.
Okay.
So it's then saying the fact that it happened in the past does not make it right. It is there for us to look at the Constitution and say we are bound to look at affordability, fiscal sustainability, we must also look at the question of fairness and equity. Is it equitable for an intern to be paid a remuneration other than stipend when all other interns in the country earn a stipend?
And that rate, does it factor in the workload? Because in many public hospitals, they would appear like they are such a critical pillar in management of patients and even services in those facilities.
Interns are paid stipends. A stipend is not a remuneration. And stipend is an amount you are paid just to facilitate you to work. So we must separate the two, that interns anywhere are not paid a remuneration. They are given a stipend, and the word stipend just means to facilitate you to work. So that has, again, to be clear that this is not a remuneration. It is a sum to facilitate the graduate to get an internship.
So why is it 70,000, not 25,000?
Well, because there are different categories. You can do 25. You can some actually earn less. The reason why 70 is we also look at the level at which the intern is performing, or what kind of learning and what kind of responsibilities they undertake during their training, because it's actually a training period, it's a learning period, and they work under supervision. So we took that into account as well.
Okay. All right. Chairperson, Salaries and Remuneration Commission, Lynn Mengich, she's in studio. Don't go away. We have so much to talk about, including what I told you about the National Wage Bill Conference, but also we spent some time to talk about what happens when collective bargaining agreements are being signed by government officials versus the representatives of those that would be the workers. We'll talk about that later on. But first, we take a short break. This is what's coming up.